Think about a banking system where the truth is hidden and the rules are changed to protect the powerful. Today, we talk about how banks, hedge funds, and short sellers are competing for cash, which is changing the rules and showing holes in the castles they have carefully built. Today, we're going to talk about something complicated but interesting. We're going to talk about the latest news, as well as the growing liquidity issues that banks and short sellers are having, and how long these will last. First, let's explain what Ripple is for people who don't know it. The second largest bank in the US, Bank of America, said it has made a major partnership with Ripple and will use XRP as a settlement tool. But why would a big traditional bank that is known for being against cryptocurrencies suddenly start to use them? What does this have to do with Citadel and the stock market fight that is still going on? The new company uses blockchain technology, and the name of its coin is XRP. But people have different views on both, according to a tweet by Robert First. Today's main goal is to look at the bigger effects of this alliance, instead of praising or criticizing them. This partnership comes at a time when liquidity is a very important problem for some facts you should know about big names in finance, such as Citadel. Bank of America has a big deal with Citadel, which is one of the biggest hedge funds. More than 70% of Citadel's assets are owned by Bank of America, which is why they are their main investor. Citadel has made billions of dollars and seems to be profitable. But they have had to borrow money and sell bonds just to pay their owners, which points to bigger problems. What does this have to do with anything? Because the current financial crisis is based on a lack of liquidity. If Citadel has trouble, it will damage its lenders, such as Bank of America. Blockchain-based coins like XRP can be useful in this case. There is more to the story than meets the eye. Bank of America's decision to work with Ripple could be seen as a smart move to keep their business stable in a market that isn't stable. When financial institutions have a lot of cash on hand, they can use short selling to bring down the prices of stocks. But when there isn't enough liquidity, it's harder for short sellers to hold on to their stocks. This makes a short squeeze more likely. This brings us to an interesting conclusion about the link between manipulating stocks, like AMC did, and liquidity. The reverse repo market, which is a key sign of how open the financial system is, has been going down and has been trending down over this time. Market means that liquidity is becoming scarcer, creating additional pressure on hedge funds and banks. For AMC investors, this is a significant development reduced. Liquidity means it's harder for shorts to manipulate the stock, allowing AMC's true value to emerge. Speaking of short sellers, let's discuss a recent headline. Another major short seller, targeting AMC and GME, has been taken down. This is a win for retail investors because it shows that the system is starting to crack. While some argue that the short squeeze is over, the reality is far from it. The evidence suggests that shorts are still deeply entrenched, and the positions they hold are becoming increasingly difficult to manage. This ties back to the broader narrative. The biggest players in the game, hedge funds, market makers, and banks, are the final bosses in this battle. And while progress may seem slow, every short seller that collapses brings retail investors one step closer to victory. The failure of these shorts highlights the effectiveness of the strategies employed by retail investors and exposes the desperation among institutional players. Now, let's shift our focus to the regulatory side. Hedge funds and their allies are lobbying for less transparency. And here's why: transparency shines a light on the unethical and, in some cases, illegal practices. They used to manipulate the market. Recently, the hedge fund industry proposed a 6-month delay on disclosing short positions. This rollback would make it harder for regulators and retail investors to track their activities in real time. Why does this matter? Because transparency is a powerful tool in the fight against market manipulation. Systems like the consolidated audit trail CAT wants to make trade more open, including short positions. But long delays in reporting mean that hedge funds can hide their activities, change data, and reset positions to avoid being caught. This gives the appearance of calm and hides the manipulation going on underneath. Like when hedge funds. A recent look at AMC's institutional holdings showed that institutions own 57.3% of the float, while individual investors only own 42.7%. This is mathematically impossible because small investors have claimed many times that they own most of a business through platforms like Robinhood and Webull. The difference shows that short positions were purposely misrepresented as long positions, which adds to the evidence of trickery. But the risks are so high that institutions are desperate to hide their short positions. Short trades are bets against a stock. If the price of the stock goes down, for stocks like AMC and GME, which have a strong following of experienced individual investors, these positions could result in huge losses. Also, there's always a chance of a short squeeze. To sum up, the banking system is going through a huge change right now. Banks like Bank of America are looking into what they can do. We only have one thing to share with you today: hedge funds want less openness to protect their dishonest business practices. But small investors are standing their ground and slowly showing where the system is broken. What do you think about AMC stock? Please tell us what you think in the space below. Thanks for seeing it.